Howdy gamers, Old Gamer Guy here. Welcome to another Age of Wonders Planetfall video. I've made a few videos for this game showing just a basic overview of the factions, some commander customization, the tutorial, and starting a new scenario, which is not the campaign, but a new scenario is like a randomly generated planet where you can set a bunch of different options manually before you start. But once you are done with the tutorial, you get these three scenarios, and during the tutorial you play as the Vanguard. This was 200 years in the past, and essentially the Star Union was this glorious empire that spanned the galaxy, encompassing 1,000 worlds, give or take, and different species. But 200 years ago, there was the cataclysm, and the empire basically collapsed. The various citizens and races of the empire were separated, and now we are 200 years past the cataclysm, and we are picking up the story from there. So I'm going to go ahead and show the Vanguard scenario first, since that's who you play in the tutorial, and then I will show the Kirko and the Devar scenarios, just the very beginning of each one. And I'm going to stick with these default options. Jack Gelder, the commander, that's the same commander you play in the tutorial. He's been in cryo sleep, but if you want to, you can hit square and you can customize the commander however you want. You can't reload a customized commander that you made previously. I think that's only for starting a new scenario, but if I wanted to, I could recreate that commander here. I'm not going to do all that. I'm just going to stick with Commander Jack, and these the default difficulty, which is beginner. Hero resurgence is what happens when a hero dies during a battle while their side is still victorious. So you can have the hero resurrect. You can have them resurrect only if it's an auto combat scenario, or you can have them never resurrect. I'm going to go ahead and stick with always, and let's check out the beginning of this.
Commander's personal record, Vanguard Expeditionary Forces. Cryosleep cycle completed. No casualties. Time since launch, 197 years. We're finally back. After a storm destroyed our hyperspace passage, we had to take the long way around. Most of us joined the Vanguard to escape our past. 2 centuries should be enough to give everybody a clean slate. Time to contact Vanguard Central Command. We're heading for Leave 6, the military transit hub in this section of the borderlands. The crew is already speculating about visiting the Elysium parks. Gambling, booze, and promiscuous androids. Oh well, after 2 centuries of sleep, it's time for some fun.
Absolutely.
Something is wrong. We have reached the Leave 6 star system, but instead of orbital patrol, there was only scattered wreckage awaiting our arrival. While searching for survivors, we spotted a ship of unknown configuration. Entering the planet's atmosphere, it ignored our hails. Residual void interference prevents us from scanning the surface.
Typical.
The Elysium parks must wait. We have a new mission. We need to assess the strategic situation on Leave 6. Contact Vanguard Central Command and help them clean up this mess. Prepare for Planetfall, for the Vanguard, and for the Union.
Okay, so once again, I'm not going to show this whole thing. I just wanted to show this very beginning of this thing here, this campaign mission. You can see in the upper left-hand corner, it's a tiny world size. It's a landmass type of land. I don't know what that means exactly. I guess it's all mostly land. Water 4%, land 96%. The objectives are to find out what happened on the planet and find the alien ship. And we get a nice quick load screen. That's always good. Looks Looks like a desert planet. So I'm not going to read all this here, but they've set their base camp. They're surprised to find that it's a desert planet. This is supposed to be a tropical paradise, and so that's kind of confusing. No one's answering their calls. If there are survivors, they're either cut off or unwilling to talk. Time to search the old-fashioned way. We got a robot making noise. I guess, okay, yeah, he's talking to his lieutenant there, who you meet in the tutorial. And this is who he was talking to, and they're talking about the robot, and the robot was assembled here. And I guess the robot is taking off or doing something unexpected. Oh boy, the robot has gone out into the desert. Jack Gelder is speechless. So we're supposed to search for survivors and find the alien ship and locate the robot. Okay, so that's all I'm going to show of this. Now I will back out of here and we will check out the Kirko scenario. Okay, the Kirko scenario says, still haunted by their past, the freed Kirko seek a new future for their race. And there's the commander. Once again, I could customize if I wanted to. Not going to do it. And I'm leaving all this on default.
For centuries, the Kirko had to suffer at the hands of our human oppressors. They feared our psionic abilities, feared us because we were different. So they enslaved us, mutilated our ancestors, whose tormenting memories still echo in the minds of the living. But the Kirko are resilient. We evolved without the severed hive until we finally broke free from our shackles. As Swarm Herald of the Kirko Terran, I have been chosen to lead my colony to a new place to settle, a new place to call home. This is a heavy burden, as we are confronted with our past in every corner of the former Star Union. With the unity of the hive mind gone, different voices have risen amongst our people. Some are seeking vengeance, while others like myself feel that we need to build our own future, away from mankind and human conflicts. Our search has been fruitless for some time now, and the dreams of my ancestors have been growing darker inside of me as a result. I'm in need of guidance to understand their meaning and to not succumb to the black emptiness they project around me. To this end, I have followed the tracks of the fabled dream reader Hatil O'Uk to a planet the humans call Arcadia Celeste. Arcadia Celeste lies ahead of us. I can feel it reaching out, a soothing presence bringing calm to the turmoil of the swarm. No wonder Hatil O'Uk was drawn here. This may be the place of tranquility we've all been longing for.
Okay, so it's another small world-sized landmass type Pangea. Water 43%, land 57%, and the objective is to find the Dream Reader. Intriguing. Okay. You can sense a strong void presence calling his mind, allowing him to reach through the veil and connect with the harmony beyond. I guess that's a hymn. I don't know. Maybe I'm being presumptuous. He still fails to understand its bizarre beauty. Searching for the... let's see. He made an early landing to search for the Dream Reader. I feel his mind drawing closer. He must be returning soon. Okay, so they must have... they sent somebody else out to look for the Dream Reader, and he seems to be returning. And let's see. Until he does, I need to control the urges inside and listen to the will of the swarm. My people are restless. Okay. So the first one of the first objectives is to feed the swarm. The swarm has grown restless during your travels. You must gather supplies and still the hunger of the next Kirko generations. So it appears that is the only objective you have at the very beginning, but here's the surrounding areas of the map. Looks like a nice green planet, but I'm not going to go any farther here. Once again, I'm just showing the very, very beginnings of these scenarios. So let's move on and check out the beginning of the Devar scenario. This scenario says, in an icy wasteland, 2 Devar consortia compete for the riches of a forgotten world. Once again, I'm going to leave all this on default.
Explosions are the masters of creation. The Big Bang forged the universe, and the Cataclysm carved the Devar. Deprivation and seclusion did not hurt our minor ancestors. It only ignited the strength and craving for resources that still drive our kind forward. Now, under the watchful eye of the Adamant Council, the Devar Consortia are locked in ruthless competition. Prestige and infinite riches versus poverty and eternal shame are our new stakes. I am the head of the Zalizu Devar Consortium. Before my rule, our house was weak and complacent with its position. I sparked ambition in my people. The Zalizu Devar rose rapidly in station, but the Adamant Council still looked down on us. Today, everything changes. Our prospectors have found the resource-rich world of Chimera Glacialis. Once the Council grants us mining rights, the Zalizu Consortium will finally attain the status it deserves. The Council is demented! These bumbling fools granted our claim to the disreputable Razvet Consortium. We found this world. By traditional claimant rights, it should be ours. It's clear to me that the Council will never trust us. So, we must carve our own path. They will not stand in the way of the Zalizu, and neither will Volodny Razvet. The world of Chimera Glacialis lies below us. Its stormy exterior hiding riches just ripe for plunder. As we descend, these storms will interfere with our ship's navigation systems. I doubt it will be the last obstacle hiding this planet's secrets.
Here's a secret. The Devar, apparently, are actually fat vampires. He reminds me of Dracula, so that's how I came up with that theory. World size is tiny, land mass is a Pangea, 31% water, land 69%. Objectives: claim the resources of Chimera Glacialis and deal with Volodny Razvet. I do like these really quick load times. I am a big fan of that. Okay, Father, the encampment is setting up as ordered. There has not yet been any sign of the Razvet. Good. Let's see, we've chosen a fortunate landing site. Blah, blah, blah. One of the mining complexes of our ancestors lies dormant nearby. It would be a shame to see their creation decay without purpose. We must reclaim the facility. With our prospectors deployed, we should see to it they are put to work. It would benefit us to identify suitable settlement sites. So, an objective is to reclaim the old mining complex and then to prospect the surrounding sectors. So that's it. That's the beginning of this scenario. This is obviously an icy world. There's the surrounding area. And I don't want to show any more of this. I don't like to show spoilers. I just kind of wanted to show the beginning of all three of these scenarios. And so I guess that will about do it for this video. I'm sure I will show some more of this eventually. This seems like a very cool game. And I'm going to get started myself on one of these campaigns. I'm not sure which one I'll do first. But that'll do it for now. So thanks for watching.